Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Evini and today I would like to talk with you about my first feelings after playing major part of Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger is one of these games that have that fame of being enormously hard and I wanted to try it. I got recommendation to play this game even when I was beginning with my channel and playing the Darkest Dungeon. I remember back then I had many requests, so now I wanted to try it by my own. In this first playthrough, I decided to play with Knight. So similar as in Darkest Dungeon, our character goes for an expedition to Dungeon of Fear and Hunger, just like in Darkest Dungeon. Each character, from what I read in description of characters, has own reason why they go to that dungeon. My character, the knight, goes for her love. For example, there is a mercenary that goes for a treasure. So yeah, it's kind of different, and I guess that it matters which class you pick, which character you pick, and your playthrough will be looking a little differently than other. Okay, so what is the reason that this game raised to such a level of urban legend that people are coming around from stream to stream and say this game is so incredibly hard? In my opinion, it's that you really can't save whenever you want unless you have a special item to do it. This game puts an enormous amount of pressure on you just to keep you pushing and looking for to save, because you don't really want to lose your progression, especially after, for example, you got pretty hard and you were playing for like an hour, and then just like now on the screen I die and I have to start from scratch from my last save, and it happens to me really often. Like you have to save up, you want to save up, and for example you can't. Why you can't? It's not so easy to save in this game, because you can save either by special item or you can save bed, like you sleep on the bed and then the game saves. And yeah, there are many beds, but even for you to save you have to win a coin flip, and if you lose you usually get killed by a monster that's around this bed, and if you win you have your safe spot. And then, of course, there are fights in game because RPG. You always meet enemies, and really interesting thing about this game is that you really would rather to avoid any fight than face anything. I can tell you, after I almost beat the game, you don't really look for fight because many enemies, especially in first half, let's call it, of game, really aren't even possible to be beaten by you, I think. Like, for example, that crowman that goes in main, or many like ghosts that you need a black magic to kill, because without it you only lose your mind. So on top of fights you also have to take care of three statistics that you've got. It's hunger, mind and body. Hunger is basically you need some food to eat, then if you are really hungry you will lose some of your stats. If your mind goes bad you go hollow. By the way, there is a lot of inspiration by Dark Souls, but we will go to this point a little later. And there is body, of course. You don't want lose any limbs, because apparently some enemies just can snipe you and you will lose. So yeah, we have to, on top of fighting in this Forsaken game, have to take care of it. Okay, and let's talk about one of the strongest part of this game. That for sure is graphics. We kinda all agree that the graphics were created in such a way to shock a player, to just shock a player. Like a lot of bones, a lot of gore that you won't really see in so many games nowadays. Like I think now, if the game like this would came out, it would get cancelled really fast. Okay, so for example, let's take a look at, for example, Human Hydra. That for sure was inspired by Junji Ito's Uzumaki. Then, for example, later on in Ancient City, we have an enemy called Uterus, and he for sure was inspired by Nirvana's In Utero cover. Then we have the Ancient City by itself in Dark Souls one called Anor Londo, city made out of gold, and in Fear and Hunger it's called Mahabr. And now the music. Okay, second fucking round. Okay. Kinda tense, kinda mysterious, and it really pays off. So yeah, I think that the game is good. It has its stronger and weaker points. It's pretty cheap. Like for Poland, I paid maybe 30 zlotych, and we have to remember that this game had no budget. It was made by one guy. So if you are interested after what you saw in my video, I would really recommend you to check the game, but you have to remember that it's meant to terrify you, to shock you, to make you feel disgusted, to make you feel also frustrated. So if you like games like this, I would recommend you, but only if you are not vulnerable. So yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you did, please subscribe, comment what you think of Fear and Hunger if you played it, if you are going to play it, and of course see you in the next one.